Morning. So we will start with the day. So last class, all of you have completed the first null beam width and half power beam width. So you got the answers for that for the previous problem. So we will continue with the next concept and we will proceed further. So here you might have observed that you are getting half power beam width as 41 and first null beam width as 90 degree. So once you covered up all these things, we will discuss upon the beam area and beam solid angle that is given as omega A. So we will discuss those things. So beam area or beam solid angle is defined as omega A. It's one of the parameter of antennas. Like you have studied the parameter like pattern and all. Similarly, we have another parameter called as the beam area or beam solid angle. So the beam area is denoted as omega A. Omega is the notation for beam area, and the beam area of an antenna is defined as the area through which the radiation beam from the antenna gets propagated into space. So what you are going to see here is so you take an antenna. If you take an antenna, you can say that beam area is that small area from where the beam or the radiation beam gets propagated into the space. That is called as beam area or beam solid angle. So the small area that is called as the incremental area is denoted as dA. That small area is denoted as dA. On the surface of the sphere is the product of the length r d theta and theta in the theta direction and r sin theta d phi in the phi direction. So beam area omega A of an antenna is defined as the area through which the radiation of the beam gets propagated into the free space. So that small area through which the whatever signal is there, it gets propagated into the free space, and the incremental small area is denoted as dA, and you have the surface of the sphere is the product of length r d theta and r sin theta d phi. So you can just note down those things. So these are some of the things you can just note down, and then we will move on to the figure, and I'll explain you the beam area with respect to that. So all of you have completed this. We'll go with the figure. So all of you write down the heading beam area or beam solid angle denoted as omega A, and it is the radiation through which the antenna propagates its signal to the outer space, and it is a small area that is called as dA, and it's the product of r d theta and r sin theta d phi in the phi direction. All of you have completed. Have you all completed this? Okay. So shall we proceed further?
Wait, sir.
Okay. Okay, then you can just subsequently draw this figure as well. So this figure I'll be explaining you.
Welcome to the webinar. You have entered as an attendee in listen-only mode. So distance and also impact borders a lot many people. So looking at this, it is better if you have some assessment tool where the assessee feels
Sir, your mic is muted, sir.
Yeah, thank you for that. Actually, I was not aware of that. So once again, I'll just explain it. So theta is 0 here, and phi is equal to 0 here, and this small incremental area is what we are going to consider. So this is the entire incremental area what you are going to consider, and this incremental area is called as the area dA, and this small this one side it is r d theta, and the other side is r sine theta d phi. So you have theta component as 0, and theta varies in this direction towards this side. You have the phi component as 0, and phi varies in this direction. So you have two things. This phi is called as the azimuth angle, and these are the polar coordinates, and you can see that this distance it is r, and this is the phi direction, and this is the theta direction. So this small theta, what you are going to call it as d theta. So this small theta d theta and this small phi d phi, you are considering in order to simplify with this area through which the signal will be transmitted through the outer space. So this is the strip area. So we have considered the strip here in this. You are considering a strip, and in that a small area with r sine theta d theta and d phi and r d theta. So these are the two things you are going to consider. So by considering all these things, we can find out the area through which the signal is being transmitted to the outer space, and you call that as the incremental area, or if you want to find out for the entire thing, you can integrate it off. So so that is what we will see here. We are going to see the beam area. So for to find out the beam area, you need this small incremental area, and it is defined by using these equations r sin theta d phi at one of the side, and in the figure it is clearly specified r d theta other side. So you are going to write the equation for this incremental area dA, and then proceed further with the entire process. So you draw this figure, it should be in the three-dimensional view. So that small area through which the signal is being transmitted is very important for us. Draw this figure. So the equation what you're going to get here for that small area dA is r d theta r sin theta d phi. So you are going to get r square sin theta d phi. So that is the small incremental area dA. So you're going to get r square sin theta d phi. So all of you can complete this figure, and we'll proceed further with the equations and all. So have you all completed that figure? Have you all completed that figure? Bhumika,
Yes, sir.
have you completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll proceed further. Just once it is done, no, I'm waiting for you. You just respond to me. So that we have done with it. So all of you have completed this figure. We will go with the equations. So dA, you will get it as r d theta sin theta d phi. As I have told you, it is r square sin theta d phi, or you can simplify this sin theta d phi as d omega. So you are going to specify that d omega is sin theta d phi. So d omega can be written as sin theta d phi, or you can also write d omega as dA divided by r square. So this is from the above equation. You can write d a as r square sin theta d phi. Sin theta d phi, we are specifying it as d omega, and d omega can also be written as dA divided by r square. So what you will get? You can write it as sin theta d phi. So finally, d omega you will get it as sin theta d phi, and d omega is called as the solid angle of the or it is called as the square degrees. You mark it as SR. So solid angle of the steradians, it is called as SR, or it is also called as square degrees. It is you have to put the degree. You usually put the degree in round circle. You have to put it in the form of square. So d omega is solid angle of the steradians, and it is also called as the square degrees, and it is denoted as SR. D omega is the solid angle subtended by the area dA. So these are some of the equations. And what is the equation for d omega? D omega is dA divided by r square, or it can also be written as sine theta d theta d phi. So here few equations you need to remember. The equation for d omega, that is sine theta d theta d phi, that equation you need to remember. So I will be using these equations further. So I will be asking what is the equation for d omega. So you should be able to say that it is sine theta d theta d phi. In problems also it's going to come for you d omega. So you have to substitute there as sine theta d theta d phi, and d omega can also be written as dA divided by r square. So d omega is called as the solid angle subtended by an area dA. So the area of the strip of width r d theta extended around the sphere at a constant value, you are going to see that you have already studied the area of the sphere and all those things. So we are going to use those things for further simplification. So you just complete this, and these are few equations, you can complete it. We'll move on further with the usage of these equations for simplification. Completed. So all of you have completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So we will just continue further. So you have understood the beam area or beam solid angle, that is a small portion where through which the signal is being transmitted to the outer space. So here are few equations in order to simplify that. The angle theta is given by r 2 pi r sine theta r d theta. So the same thing, r square sine theta d theta. The angle theta is given by this, and integrating the theta for the limit 0 to pi. So you know that when you are considering the sphere, you need to integrate it from 0 to pi, and we are going to say that area of the sphere. These all things you have already studied. You will get it as 4 pi r square. So the area of the square is integral of 0 to pi 2 pi r sine theta d sine theta r d theta. So when you do it 2 pi r square sine theta d theta, you'll get. When you take the terms outside and simplify using the limits of 0 to pi, you will get it as 4 pi r square. So it is quite known for you. You can get it as that. So you'll get it as 2 pi r square sine theta d theta, and you need to integrate from 0 to pi. So you can do these steps. So you'll get it as 2 pi r square minus cos theta 0 to pi limits. So you'll get it as 4 pi r square. So what you get area of the sphere as 4 pi r square. 4 pi is called as the solid angle subtended by the sphere in steradians. And we have to know that one steradian means it is represented as 1 SR, and it is called as solid angle of the sphere divided by solid angle of sphere divided by 4 pi. So this is what it is defined as 1 steradian. So all these things you need to write. It is also can be written in terms of radians. It is 1 steradian is equal to 1 radian square. Or you can convert it into degrees. You call it as 180. 1 radian, you know that 180 by pi. So 180 by pi square, when you put, you can put as degree square. Degree square, you know that you have to put as a square there. So when you do the calculations, we'll come to that. You complete this first, and then we will move on to those things further. So 1 steradian can be written as 1 radian square, and it is solid angle of sphere divided by 4 pi. Note down these equations. So area of the sphere is well known for you. It is 4 pi r square. So you'll be getting it as 1 radian square, and 1 radian can be 180 by pi square. You can make it as degrees. This value is very important. That is 3282.8064 square degrees. So 1 steradian means you can say that it is 3282.80464 square degrees. So that is the solid angle of the sphere divided by 4 pi. So 4 pi steradians, if you take, you have to multiply it by 4 pi. So you will get the solid angle subtended by the sphere. You can find by multiplying this by 4 pi. You can get it as 4 pi steradians is 3282.8064 multiplied by 4 pi. You will end up with this answer 41,253 square degrees you will get. So 4 pi steradians means, so these all values you may have to remember. So 4 pi steradian means you'll get it as 41,253 square degrees. So we are going to use these things further. That 4 pi steradian is called as a solid angle in a sphere. So the beam area or beam solid angle is denoted as omega A. So beam area, or what we are going to study, the beam solid angle, it is denoted as omega A. So you got a few equations for omega A as well. Of an antenna is given by integrating the normalized power pattern over the sphere 4 pi SR. So you will get omega A. So this is very important equation. So this equation will be used in problems also. So omega A is equal to this is the equation. So omega A is equal to integral of phi is equal to 0 to 2 pi, and theta will be ranging from 0 to pi. Pn theta phi sin theta d theta d phi. So you can always see that the phi ranges from 0 to 2 pi, and theta will be ranging from 0 to pi. Then you will be using Pn theta phi. Pn theta phi means normalized power. So Pn theta phi sin theta d theta d phi. So that is the beam area or beam solid angle omega A. So this is the equation what you have to use. You know that sin theta d theta d phi. So you have already studied in the previous topic or previous class. Uh, Sorry, in this class itself you have studied d omega is sin theta d theta d phi. So in place of sin theta d theta d phi, we can replace it as d omega as well. So that is what we are going to do it further. So beam area or beam solid angle is defined by using this equation. Omega A is equal to integral of 0 to 2 pi, integral of 0 to pi, Pn theta phi d omega. So I have been saying you that integrations you need to remember. So that will be required for you to simplify all these things in the problems and all those things further on. So all of you have completed all these things, completed. So put the equation of omega A in square brackets. So omega A is equal to 0 to 2 pi 0 to pi Pn theta phi d omega. So put it in a square brackets. Very important equation, and we are going to use in many of the problems also further on. So all of you have completed till beam area omega A equation. So few equations we studied here, that is equations for d omega. D omega is sin theta d theta d phi. Omega A is integral of 0 to pi 0 to 2 pi 0 to pi Pn theta phi d omega. So these equations we are going to use it in order to find the beam area and all those things. You complete the equations and put the equation of omega A in the square brackets, sorry, in the box. So that will be required for you in future for solving problems and all those things. So draw this figure. You can see that this is the actual pattern, or you can say that the main lob, and you have already studied that half power beam width. So this is at the center at 0.5 level, and this is the equivalent angle, that is omega A, solid angle omega A. So that omega A is that small area through which the signal is getting propagated to the outer space. So all of you complete it, then we will proceed further. So all of you have completed till that figure. See, have you all completed till that figure?
Yes.
Okay. You can respond. Don't hesitate. It will be comfortable for me to proceed further. So if everyone has completed, we will go ahead with that. The power radiated is given as P theta phi omega A, and now here we can get one approximate equation as well. So that is the exact equation what you got there to find out the beam area. So we got the equation as omega integral of 0 to 2 pi 0 to pi Pn theta phi d omega. So we can also get an approximate equation by finding out the theta half power and phi half power. So the beam area is defined as the angle subtended by the half power points of the main lobe at two principal planes. So it can also be defined, you will not be getting the exact value, you will be getting an approximate value for omega A, that is theta half power and phi half power. So we can define it as beam area is equal to omega A, that is theta half power phi half power. So those who have completed, you can just note down this problem. Find the solid angle in square degrees on a surface of a sphere which extends from theta is equal to 20 degree to theta is equal to 40 degree, and phi ranges from 30 degree to 70 degree. So those who have completed, you can take down this problem. We will solve this problem. So they are asking you to find out the solid angle in square degrees. So we have to find out omega. So omega is integral of dA. So d omega. So integral of 0 to 2 pi 0 to pi p n theta phi d omega. So p n theta phi here they have specified it as 1. So p n theta phi will be taken as 1 here. So limits are specified here. You don't have to take from 0 to 2 pi and 0 to pi. Here theta is specified to be from 20 degree to 40 degree, and phi is specified from 30 to 70 degree. So you have to substitute the same. So you'll get it as integral of 0 instead of that you'll get it as integral of 30 to 70 and 20 to 40, that is theta and phi, sine theta d theta d phi. So what is d omega sine theta d theta d phi? Try to simplify that. All of you know integration, you put the limits. It is sine theta d theta d phi ranging from 30 to 70, theta ranging from 20 to 40. Do the integration for that. So any one of you got integration of that sine theta d theta d phi, answer for that omega value, solid angle of in square degrees. Do the integration, put the limits. It's all very easy things at your level. It is just sine theta d theta d phi. So what is the answer for that? See, one of you can unmute and say. Have we not completed it yet? Who got the answer for that? Reviteja, what is the answer for that integration? Yeah, it's not clear for me. One louder. Yeah, one more time. Have you
Sir, doing.
completed? Doing. Okay, okay, fine. Completed. Okay, okay. Any one of you got the answer for that? Harshita, Bhumika, Jalpita, Gunashree, Chidambar. Any one of you? Anjali, Anita. Oh, Girish. Girish, what is the answer for that? See, all of you just go through the integration and just understand the integration of sine is quite simple. And by substituting the limits, what answer you will get? Going very slow. So integration of that you can write it as 30 to 70 of d phi and 20 to 40 of sine theta d theta. So you'll get for when you do the integration of d phi, you'll get 30 and 70. No, so 70 minus 30, you'll get it as 40. Sine theta, you'll get it as minus cos theta. Substitute the limits for 20 to 40. And this is in this you have to convert in steradians. So since you want to convert in steradians, you have to multiply by pi into pi divided by 180 degrees. So you can simplify that, you will get it as 0.121 steradians. You might have completed this section. You multiply that answer with pi by 180. So you'll get 0.121 steradians. And convert it into square degrees. Have you got it? Have you got that answer? You have to multiply to make it in square degrees. You will get 0.121 multiplied by 3238. You'll get it as 397 square degrees. You also need to do the approximate method. Approximate method is theta half power multiplied by phi half power. So to get theta half power multiplied by phi half power, what you have to do, you have to multiply 20 into 40 sine 30. So you'll get it as 400. So you can see that the approximate value and the exact value is almost the same, where 30 degree is the median theta value of the latitude. You can just write down this there. Why you have taken, so once I will tell you why you have taken 20. So why you have taken 20, that is the difference between 40 and 20, that that you have taken it as 20. Why you have taken 40, difference between 70 and 30, you have taken it as 40. 30 degree is the median of theta. So why? Because sine theta it is coming. So the median of this 20 and 40 is 30 degree. So you have taken as sine 30. So so omega will be written as theta half power phi half power 20 multiplied by 40 sine theta. You'll get it as 400 degree square degree.
Sir, can you explain it again, sir, approximate method?
I will do it once again. All of you got the exact value 397?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Approximate, I'll explain once again. Go back to the equation for the approximate in the topic here. You know that approximate equation for beam area is omega A is equal to theta half power and phi half power. So this is the equation for approximate value. So it's very easy to find out that when you have the limits here. Go back to the question here. You have theta ranging from 20 to 40 degree and phi ranging from 30 to 70 degrees. So let us take the difference between them. 40 minus 20, that is 20, and 70 minus 30, you'll get it as 40. So that is what we have used, and you have to go as sine of the angle. So you have to use 20 into 40 sine 30. So where this 30 degree is come from is you have sine theta. So theta is 20 to 40. So you have to take the center value for that. So center value of 20 and 30 is, so 20 and 40 is 30 degree. So we have gone with sine 30 degrees. So it is the equation what you get for approximate value will be theta half power phi half power, that will be 20 multiplied by 40 sine theta sine 30, and it will be coming as 400. I have clearly mentioned here where 30 degree is the median theta value of latitude. So that is what you have to understand. Is it clear, Bhumika? Bhumika, is that clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if it is clear, let us go on with the next problem where you have the parameters given for you. So the antenna has the field pattern given by, so E theta is given as cos square theta, and ranging theta is given ranging from 0 to 90 degree. You are asked to find out the beam area using accurate method and approximate method. So this is a slightly different type of a problem, not like the previous problem. So here E theta is given for you cos square theta. So what is the equation for beam area? Omega A. So write down the complete equation: 0 to 2 pi phi and theta ranging from 0 to pi, Pn theta phi sin theta d theta d phi. So what is sin theta d theta d phi, or you can write it as d omega, anything is fine. So you'll get Pn theta phi. So what is given here? E theta is given for you cos square. E theta and Pn theta is not the same. So E theta is given as cos square. What is the relationship between power pattern and the field pattern? I have told you to remember those things before. Power pattern is, any one of you can say? So can anyone of you say that what is the equation for relationship of field pattern and power pattern? If you refer before, you can see that. Can anyone of you say that? What is power pattern and field pattern relationship? Pn theta is equal to En square theta, square of field pattern. So we have to use that same here also. So power pattern Pn is asked here. Pn theta phi is asked here, but you are given with E theta. So you will get it as you have to go ahead with that. So Pn theta phi has to be written as En square theta phi. This is very important relationship between the power and field. So you are given with cos square. So cos square will get converted as cos to the power of 4 theta, because you have to make, you need here in the beam area power Pn. So field is given for you cos square theta. So cos square theta raised to means square of cos square theta. You will get it as cos to the power of 4 theta. So now you can substitute, because it is of the form Pn theta phi. Now you can substitute and do the integration to find out the beam area. Now it is pure mathematics here on. You have to substitute omega A 0 to 2 pi 0 to pi cos raised to 4 theta sin theta d theta d phi. Here one more small change you have to make here. The equation of theta is from 0 to pi, but in this question it is specifically mentioned that theta ranges from 0 to 90 degrees. So you have to make that adjustment here. That is, theta you cannot put it from 0 to pi, since it is told in the question 0 to 90 degree. You have to make it as 0 to pi by 2. You have to understand these things clearly. So you have to convert it into 0 to pi by 2. So this is what integration you have to do it further. So you can see that this is what you will get, and further I have converted into 0 to pi by 2. I have changed the limits of theta from 0 to pi by 2. Now you can do the integration. I hope you all can do the integration. First you do the integration of d phi, which ranges from 0 to 2 pi, and then you do the integration of cos raised to 4 theta sin theta d theta. So you try to do the integration for that. You can do this integral of theta 0 to pi by 2, no, that you can do it separate, and you can substitute there. No need to keep on writing it again and again. Bigger steps will be there. You can do this portion separately and substitute here. So let us do the integration of 0 to pi by 2 cos to the power of 4 sin theta d theta. Let me see that. You have to take t and all those things. It will limits will change, all those things, you know, right, to do it. So you have to do that. Uh-huh. So anyone of you got the answer for that? So it's time for us to wind up. Anyone of you got the answer for that? So you have to take cos theta is equal to t. You'll get minus sin theta d theta is equal to dt. See, all of you should work out on your integration part. I'm not getting that much response from your side with respect to integration. You need to work it out. So it is integral of cos theta, you have to take it as t. So you'll get theta is ranging from 0 to 0. You'll get t is equal to 1. You have to take theta as pi by 2. You'll get t is equal to 0. So the limits will be from 0 to pi by 2 will be changed. That's 1 to 0 t to the power of 4 minus dt, and when you do it, you'll get it as 1 by 5. So you'll get integral of t to the power of 4. You'll get it as t raised to 5 by 5. Put the limit 0 to 1. You'll get it as 1 by 5. So complete the integration for that. So we are going to substitute this 1 by 5 in the equation. So integral of d phi you have to do there. So you need to do the integral of d phi. You'll get it as 2 pi. So you'll get the final answer as 1.26 steradians. After that, we'll be doing the approximate method. So all of you can complete this integration. You need to practice integration, otherwise it is difficult for you. You will get it as 1.26 steradians. So with this, I will stop it. Approximate method will be continuing in the next class. So thank you all for being part of the class. Okay, thank you. You can complete that problem for the next class. Thank you.